and by asking you, what is Tezlom and where are you at now?
So Tezlom is a recruitment agency. So we work in the temporary and permanent staffing sector, and we predominantly work in the health and social sector. We also work in some other sectors as well, but predominantly in the health and social care sector. That's what we do. In terms of like physical franchises, there's 20 franchisees at the minute.
Okay.
Those numbers have gone up and down over the years. We've been trading since 2008. And we've got a head office, or whatever you want to call it, the pilot, which is a reasonable sized office. Currently sitting with about 15 staff at the head office, and roughly about 20 franchisees, and that's what it is.
Where did the name come from, actually? I'm going to ask
that. It was originally started by my mum, the business, back in 2008. We were called 24/7 Professional Health. And my dad joined the business very shortly after. He'd been a previous franchise business as well, and he joined very shortly afterwards, and they franchised that in 2010. So yeah, it was called 24/7 Professional Health. I think the words were just in the name of what it did, 24/7 delivering professional health, which is great. And I think back then it didn't really, brand wasn't as really strong back then. I joined the business subsequently in about 2012. I'd set up a health education recruitment agency, and this is a longer story, but with a family friend, and I'd just started franchising that. But my mum rang me. Well, it was actually my dad rang me in September 2012 and said that he'd just been diagnosed with bowel cancer, and it was pretty tough, as you can imagine. And Mum said to me, "Would you please come in the business and give your other business to it was my auntie at the time, and bring over what I'd specialised in children's services over to 24/7 Professional Health, because they predominantly worked just in the adult sector." So, because my dad needed cancer treatment, a lot of it, and he was never going to be back in the business again. So I did leave education appointments with my auntie Sue. I joined 24/7 Professional Health, and so did my brother. My brother was a little bit younger than me, and he was selling cars at an old garage that I used to sell cars at. And he joined, and we kind of grew the business from there. I got thrown in the deep end a little bit with franchising, learned some lessons there quite quickly. And we grew the business. We took off. We're a pretty big business. And since then, my dad never stepped back in the doors of the business, really. He developed, he beat cancer, and Mum would shout at me, but I can't remember what year, but let's say it was 2014, 2016. He beat cancer, but unfortunately got diagnosed with Parkinson's and then developed dementia. He had Parkinson's dementia for quite a few years, unfortunately, and then passed away. I think it was May year before last. He passed away, Dad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was never back in the business. But Tom, my brother, about 2016, got a pretty nasty drug addiction to cocaine, and also suffered quite a lot of mental health problems around that, anything you do with an addiction. And so yeah, we went through that for quite a few years, me and Tom, trying to find a way through that. And then one day, I'd got him, one day he decided to take his own life. So he took his own life back in October 2018. And yeah, that was quite a bit of a turn of events, to be honest with you. And me and Mum made a decision commercially to carry on the business and work through these things, and we rebranded the business. So in amongst all this, while this was going on, to be honest with you, I was looking at the brand anyway, because what I wanted to do is bring the stories of the agency workers to life, because agency workers subsequently always don't get a good reputation, and we had some amazing people on our books. And actually some of them looked after my dad when he was really poorly. And so I was always looking at an avenue of trying to bring them sort of real life stories to the forefront of the business. So we were looking at social media, looking at video, looking at photography, looking at blogs, podcasts, and I was kind of already in them depths of this whilst I was going through this with my brother. So at the same time we did that, when Tom took his life, we were talking to a branding agency, and we worked together with them, and we rebranded the business. And when I did the rebrand, I wanted to make sure that Tezlom could do what it wanted in the future. It didn't have to stay in healthcare recruitment. It could buy hospitals, it could buy nursing homes, it could be domiciliary, it could do what it wanted. It could work in multiple sectors. It didn't need to just be in professional healthcare. So we rebranded the business. So it tracked, Tezlom, we were a traditional recruitment agency, shirts and ties, suits, magnolia walls, leaderboards, ringing bells, targets, all that sort of stuff. Well, we never really had it as bad as that because me and Tom never wanted it like that, but we were that traditional sense. But yeah, so to get to Tezlom, it stands for transparency, equality, zealous, loyalty, organic, and motivation. They're our brand pillars, and every letter has a meaning behind it, and it's all in our brand Bible on our website. But the heart is a location marker, and our strapline is finding places for people that care. And in the previous logo, we used to have a love heart as well. But my brother was called Tom, and my dad was called Les.
Okay. Yeah.
So I have my brother's name. So to me, it's miles more than a business. It's my purpose. It's my legacy, and it's a lot more depth to some people's thought up on the back of a fag packet names. Or yeah, so it's a lot more to me than it means to anyone.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing such a personal and frank story there, and it's really important because I know you relatively well, and you always come across as such a caring person, and also somebody who's really honest with their emotions, and that comes across. So thank you so much for sharing a touching story behind a powerful name. And it's important for people to hear that, and particularly from you. So thank you.